Yep. Pretty much.
All day.
Super cool. All right. So, hello.
Hello.
And welcome, everybody, to the PGL Lobbycast, the official podcast of LOD North, or even Coda Brewing Company.
I feel like it's the official podcast of Coda Brewing Company.
We're
tonight.
absolutely not sponsored by Coda Brewing Company.
You know what? I feel like we might be.
He did bring up again yesterday that we could do live broadcasts from the brewery. So
Yeah.
So
I
may
say
just
we do
that.
live broadcasts on like a Wednesday night out there.
I'm all about it. I am all about it.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching, Jordan and I are going to be sampling 3 of their fine beers that just went online today. And you're wondering, how did I get them if they just went online today? I actually bottled it last night, brought it in so that we would have it for the show, because Jordan was not going to have a chance to go out there for their grand opening, which is today. And I think I'm going to try and get down there.
Yeah.
Here after the show,
Right
maybe.
after the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want to? But you know what? Let's not go any further. Let's talk about these beers. What do you want to start with? What do you want to try? I'm sure you've tried them all.
I have tried them all.
So
Now,
let me. This okay.
and it can sit right beside the red one here.
Hibiscus. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of the way I was trying to.
Okay. So this first one is a delightful Mandarin IPA.
Okay. And this is I don't like IPA. Okay. It does take a little bit of the hoppiness out of it. It's still a very hoppy beer.
But it goes away really fast.
Yeah, that citrus.
You leave it with it leaves you with a little sweetness.
Yeah.
This is actually more orangey tasting yesterday. So I'm wondering if I poured the right one, because this actually tastes like the regular IPA. I don't know.
I taste Mandarin in there.
Okay.
I feel like I do.
All right. Sounds good.
And maybe
We'll
that's
go
just
with that.
because I thought it was Mandarin. I don't know.
And the second is a Belgian Wit. And the primary flavor in this one is lemongrass.
That's delicious.
It is quite good.
I could drink that all summer.
Here's the thing, though, Jordan.
I haven't
There
tasted
is a hibiscus version of the Belgian Wit
and I'm
that
about
turns it into a sour, which is right up your alley.
I'm about to put that in my mouth.
Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah. That is officially my favorite beer from Coda Brewing Company.
There you go. And I figured it would be.
Yeah. Oh, that's delicious. Oh man, that's
So there you go, folks. I mean, those of you listening, probably not getting a whole lot out of this. But for those of you watching, you're getting slightly more out of this.
Yeah, I may be getting a growler of that on my way home tomorrow.
Nice. I think that's a fine idea,
It
sir.
is delicious.
That is a fine idea. All right, well, let's get to the show proper here. This is episode 274, and today is May 23rd.
It is, and you know what? It has been a crazy, hectic week, but I feel like I had a good week. And one of the things we're going to be talking about tomorrow night, and we're going to need your input via text messages. We need to get together and go see X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Heck yeah, we do.
We need to get the band back together.
We need to get the band together again for the first time.
Yeah, back together again for the first time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I'm not sure. I haven't seen my schedule for next week, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
know that I am off on Thursday. I have stuff in the morning, and then so maybe you at least me and Brick could go. Maybe we could get Blaine.
If I have Thursday night off though, that's my Coda night.
No, like
I go
during
work.
I was thinking more during the day.
Oh, during the day.
Yeah, like
Okay.
early afternoon. But we'll talk about it.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it, and it sounds like this iteration of X-Men, even though a lot of the actors have come back, it seems like this is a better. They're going more along the lines of what Marvel did with the Avengers, and
Yeah.
a little bit more serious. So maybe somewhere between what Marvel did with the Avengers and what DC did with Batman.
Well, with what with what Disney did with
Right. What would Disney's Marvel movies?
Disney
yeah.
Marvel as opposed to
Fox Marvel.
Marvel, which is X-Men, right?
I think so.
And Sony Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds right. So yeah, I'm. It's good stuff, and I'm really hoping that it is. It sticks kind of true to the way that First Class was, because I thought First Class was a great movie.
Agreed.
Even with Kevin Bacon in it.
Even with Kevin Bacon.
And actually, yeah, now that I think about it, like, it was a little bit of distracting the first time that I watched it that Kevin Bacon was in it. But he did fine.
Yeah.
So, no. So that's, to me, that was the big news, is that X-Men is out, and it seems to be that people like it.
Yeah, it's getting really good reviews. Did we talk about Spider-Man? We did, didn't we?
I feel like we did.
Okay.
Because we went and saw it together.
Right. I think we did see it. We did talk about it. I know I talked about it a little bit with Brick also.
Mm-hmm. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed it.
Sony's done a really good job with the Spider-Man movies.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. Especially with heads hitting the ground.
Oh.
That's a tough scene.
It is a tough scene.
That's just a generally,
because it kind of mirrors the scene that Mary Jane Watson also fell but was saved by Spider-Man.
In, what was it, Spider-Man
2?
2? Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting. In other comic book related movie news, Man of Steel 2 has gotten its official name. Is Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. So this is going to be the lead into the Justice League movie. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be good.
Doing sad Batman.
I don't even care.
Did you? I don't care about Ben Affleck doing it, but I love that has become like an internet. Was it meme or meme?
Yeah.
With it was sad Batman just standing there, like kind of flexing at people, but like I love that sad Batman has become a thing.
I think that's pretty great. So Dawn of Justice is going to be the new subtitle for the Batman versus Superman, and it is Batman versus Superman and not the other way around.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting. And we've talked about it in the past, the casting news for Cyborg and Wonder Woman. And
Wonder Woman is...
I don't remember her name right off. I mean, you'd recognize her, maybe not by name, but by face. Yeah.
Okay.
It is not Lady Sif from...
Right. Which would have been a fine...
Yeah, it would have been fine. So I mean that's pretty good news. I enjoyed it. It won't be out until what, next year? 2015?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right. And then there's also some Xbox One news talking about the June update. It will add the ability to hook up a USB 3 drive to it.
Right.
Of 256 gig or larger, and the nice thing about it is you'll be able to install games to it, and then you'll be able to take your portable hard drive over to a buddy's, and you'll be able to play the game that's already installed without having to download new stuff or install new stuff.
We're getting to the digital media age. I mean, CDs are. I mean, look at what Steam's done.
Well, CDs are a lot more portable than a portable hard drive. I don't know if it's an advance.
Well,
it's a lot more space, though.
A portable hard drive is about the size of a CD book, yeah?
Oh, that's true.
Think about a book of CDs that has all your games in it, and think about the size of what a 250 to 500 or even a terabyte hard drive is.
Yeah.
You're not looking at that much more.
That's true.
Did you guys last week talk about the connectless Xbox?
No, but I was going to mention that as well.
Yeah, so I mean, big news. Actually, I think it is. It's fairly substantial news in the world of Xbox that they are going to be releasing the Xbox One at a reduced price without the Kinect, and
More of a one-on-one, price-wise competitor with the PS4.
Yeah. And for people like me that, yeah, Kinect's cool, I just don't use it. And probably never will, because I don't do a lot of the stuff that you do with Kinect. I don't like the gestures. Voice command can be cool, but it's not required.
Right.
Granted, I catch myself screaming at my Blu-ray player occasionally when I know, like when I'm cooking and I'm watching a movie, I'm like, Xbox pause, and then I realize that I don't have an Xbox or a Kinect hooked up. So that's always good for me. But yeah, I'm excited about that because that puts the Xbox One in a little bit more of a acceptable price range for me.
Right. So they're going to have to redo the dashboard a little bit to make it a little bit more controller friendly, because it really is Kinect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, so,
and here's my thing: is can you make a dashboard for a Kinect Xbox and a?
I think that it only needs to be slightly tweaked.
Yeah, fair enough.
So hopefully that's the case. Let's see. Oh, along with that, same update. Real name support is being added. So, say I could put Jordan, whatever your last name is.
I like to go with Pitchnoggin.
Pitchnoggin. I could put Jordan Pitchnoggin on there. So instead of Lord Jordykins, it would say Jordan Pitchnoggin. So, some people want to use people's real names, so they can do that, and it's not for everybody. It's just your friends or people you deem worthy of saying your true name.
Yeah, I don't know if it is from dating my current girlfriend or not, but I started picking up some things like I don't like my name being out on the internet for any reason. And it's also probably from filling out background investigations that ask if I have any of these things, and I say yes, but good luck finding it. Do you have a Facebook account? Well, yes, I do. Good luck with that, because it's not my name.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know, just employers looking. Not that I would have anything to hide. I mean, I post goofy pictures of Star Wars, basically, is all I ever post.
Yeah, all my stuff is pretty innocuous.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think if somebody was doing my background check, they'd figure out that I'm probably a pretty big nerd and I've got a decent sense of humor.
Yeah. That's about right.
Yeah.
And the last thing on there, or there's some improved smart glass functionality.
Nice.
Like if you have like a cable box or satellite box or whatever, you'll be able to use your smart glass device as a universal remote for all of your stuff.
It's about time.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Past that, PS4, I think it's this coming Tuesday. The PS4 is going to get the app to be able to do the PlayStation Now streaming of PS3 games.
Okay.
It's still in beta, the PlayStation Now service, but people will be able to do it on their PS4 rather than just their other Sony devices like the Bravia TVs and all that kind of stuff. So,
again, about time.
About time. But I think that's it for news. Really don't have a whole lot in any particular department today. So, did you need another one to compare with?
I did. I was actually comparing color.
Ah.
And wow, even though Shiner is a great beer, especially Shiner Premium, like just the Shiner Lager looks kind of like water compared to any of these other beers.
That's true. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the Weekly Whatchas, Jordan. What you been listening to this week?
I have had, and I'll talk again since it's been 2 weeks since I've been on the show. It all blends together.
Yep.
Last time I was on, I talked about picking up some new podcasts. One of them was fantasy fiction, and I immediately unsubscribed and deleted all of those. It just wasn't for me. But I was talking about a podcast called Drunks and Dragons, and they're about 80 episodes in right now, more or less, and I started from episode 1, and I think I'm on episode 5 or 6, possibly. Yeah, I think I'm on episode 6 right now, or just started episode 7. That's where I'm at. And it's people playing D&D. It is.
Now, do they edit it down?
It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours per episode.
But can you tell that?
Oh, absolutely, because they have a blooper reel kind of thing going on in the background. So they definitely.
So it's kind of like what I was talking about with our Attacking the Darkness shows.
Right.
We'd have to edit out a lot of the dead space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So they probably have a 4-hour session, and they edit their shows down to about an hour. Like, they are hanging out for about 4 hours. Thing is that it's 5 people, 4 adventurers and a DM. 2 of the adventurers are married, so they're in the same place. But everyone else is doing this over like Google Hangout and something called Tabletop. It's basically an online tabletop game, and you place like pictures in, and it's got a grid and everything like that.
Interesting.
But it's called Drunks and Dragons, and I really like it. And so what that motivated me to do is I'm gonna start the long and crazy process of editing our sessions.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's gonna be my long hobby project.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time for it, but I've often threatened to do it.
Yeah. I wanna see if I can edit it for, like, I need to find a way to enter it in like a bleep noise or a.
Oh, dude.
No, not for language, but for names.
Oh.
So that we could anonymously post this to Zune or
okay.
or
Okay.
iTunes under Attacking the Darkness. So I want to find a way.
Interesting.
So that maybe first names is totally acceptable.
Maybe. I don't know. Hey, I'm all for it. You know, anything that I've said, I feel 100% okay with being held accountable for. I don't care.
But maybe
Those of you who are in some sort of law enforcement background may want to cool your jets with this kind of things that you say, but whatever.
So
Me, I have no worries.
It's so funny. So that's what I'm talking about. And honestly, will it ever get to that point? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if we would ever
You know, I really, if I get to a point where I have more time, I'd like to build a network of shows.
And I will tell you right now, after listening to the Drunks and Dragons, there is obviously an audience for it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've listened to Will Wheaton play and the Penny Arcade guys play D&D.
Yeah.
And it's let's be real, it's good radio. Funny. It's good radio.
And we're just as funny.
Yeah.
It's true.
We are funnier than the people that I'm listening to, and I laugh. So I think that there's an audience out there. People would appreciate that kind of humor, and it's really funny because the first episode in one of their blooper reels, one of the guys is like, "Are there any girls there? I want to do them." And I'm like, "That's from the same bit that we got Attacking the Darkness from."
Right, absolutely. And you know, yeah. That would be awesome. I mean, even if if you finish one, and I'm able to put up, you need to get with Sam though, and so that they are
in some sort of chronological order.
Well, and that they have correct name.
Like the naming of the
episode? Like which adventure it is, and so that we can compile them into the correct adventure, just despite.
Well,
passage of time, because sometimes
when I took over,
would do a different.
when I took over
campaign.
recording, it
Yeah.
was always, for the most part, it was in our Rule of Three campaign, which we're still
Which is,
in.
I think, is where we have most of our recording done.
Yeah, where we're still in that campaign. I think we just decided to move on with the. That was basically our fourth edition and a little bit of fifth edition campaign. So, or D&D next, while it was in beta, but the majority of that is those, and I always labeled the episodes the like Friends episodes, the one where we.
Right.
Yeah. So what I think what I would like to do is give them a numerical value as well as give like a little bit of an idea. Like the way that these guys do it is like episode number 7, Return to Shadowspar. Like
Right.
you just have a very vague idea. Okay, well I know what Shadowspar is. I know that must mean they're going back there.
Well, and for us, it would be like, you would probably do it by campaign.
Right. Rule of 3, episode number
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
the adventure begins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if I don't know if we have all of the recordings that we made in existence anymore.
We have a lot of them.
But we do have a lot of them. So what I want to do is take them and at least edit them down for time for the guys. And after that, if
I say, do one. We'll post it up. Because it doesn't have to be on any kind of time schedule.
no, this is strictly hobby at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd like to put together more shows that I'm either involved or not involved with, and just
Yeah.
get
And
them all out there.
I mean, it's something we do once a month. The editing, if I posted the next month later, I mean, so what?
So what? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get to doing that. Here, have a little shiner.
Oh, I know. I've got.
No, you have. Oh man.
Yeah, I've still got a thing here.
So do I.
I still have a hibiscus wit here, sir. Hibiscus wit. I just like saying it. Hibiscus wit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick one of those up. All right. So I listened to Drunks and Dragons. I listened to the newest episode of Hardcore History.
Is there a new one?
There's a new one.
Damn it! Where the hell is my Zune?
I have no idea.
I should have found it by now. It's been like 2 months.
Oh yeah. So we're looking at episode 3 of whatever. I guess I could probably just look at my phone for that. So looking at my podcast history, episode 3 of A Blueprint for Armageddon. So we're talking about World War I, and he's getting into.
Well, I don't know if I've listened to episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nuts.
Episode 2 came out a couple months ago.
Oh, then I probably have.
Yeah. So we're talking about World War I, and he's getting into the trench warfare, and he's doing a lot. You know how he said, does a lot of quotes from like, journals and things like that. Well, man, when you're talking about the transition into like this is the first war with like modern warfare. I mean, we're talking about trench warfare, and the quotes are so gruesome, and it's granted fitting we're coming up on Memorial Day, but these are quotes typically from German and British soldiers, and man, like I had to I usually listen to it for maybe one of my drives, which is about half an hour to 45 minutes. Next drive I can't listen to it again. Like I got to switch back to D&D because I need something a little bit more lighthearted for my drive, because otherwise I'm just like, I just want to go to bed now. Yeah, so it's a really good episode. Again, he's a fantastic storyteller, so I think, yeah, it's good. As far as music, a little bit of Bob Marley and a little bit of NoFX and Less Than Jake and the Misfits at the gym.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a really good mix.
I'm so happy for you, sir.
And I decided that I am getting a little bit more back into my my roots, and started listening to a band called Atreyu again.
Oh yeah, I know
They're
Atreyu.
they're
They're a little hardcore for me.
yeah, they're hardcore. They scream a lot. So they are my. I mean, I don't know. I just like their music a lot. So that's it. Atreyu, Misfits, NoFX, Less Than Jake, Catch 22 is another ska band I was listening to, and then my podcast. Geoff, what have you been listening to?
Let's see. Been listening to Nitzer Radio at the gym.
Yep.
And that's been good. Always good. Um, Now, you and I have discussed this in the past, where if you do a Walk Off the Earth radio on Xbox Music, how like very reggae it is.
Yeah, it was funny. That happened to come up in my shuffle all. Actually, it was if I brought up my music right now, it would play a Walk Off the Earth song.
Yeah. So what's really interesting about that, and everybody who's done the Pepsi challenge on this agrees. In the hierarchy of music services, Pandora's at the bottom, Spotify's in the middle, Xbox Music's towards the top,
Yeah.
right? The Walk Off the Earth channel on Pandora is the one radio station to rule them all.
Really?
It is great.
Really. So when I listen to Walk Off the Earth on my phone, most of the songs are reggae.
Yeah. I wish you could do something to alter that.
No. Not
It's
when
fine.
Not when I listen to this like a radio station. No, when I listen to the Walk Off the Earth albums that I have, the majority of the music is reggae. They're a reggae band, man. I'm telling you. But they're a reggae band that has a lot of other influences. But they're a reggae band that has a lot of I don't know.
So Pandora is getting it right by getting it wrong.
Yeah, because Pandora is getting it wrong. They just happen to be more your style. Yeah, I mean,
Great.
I know joke. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 albums, singles, EPs from Walk Off the Earth.
Okay.
That is a lot of songs, and I mean, granted, there's a lot of them that are like a little bit of remixes and things like that, but
Lots of covers.
yeah. One of the albums from that I got from Atreyu is a cover album, and having them cover "Holiday in Cambodia" is
Really?
pretty awesome. I think it was "Covers of the Dead" is what the name of the album is called, or "Covers for the Dead."
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. I'm looking forward to checking that out, actually.
Yeah.
And that's about it. You know, we listen to a lot of that whenever I'm working with Dee at Coda Brewing. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can listen to whatever we want, and we usually, as it gets later in the night, switch over to some hardcore rap, just because we can.
Because you can.
And that's enjoyable to us.
My best Kodo experience is I went to stop and get a growler the other day, and rather than filling my growler, he thought I was asking for a beer, so he poured me a beer. And I was like, well...
Oh, was it Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Epic Beard?
But then he put the song on that it was supposed to go with that beer, and I was like, oh, wow, yeah, no, this is great. I was just sitting there staring at the wall, listening to that song while drinking that beer, and I'm like, yeah. I totally get what you guys are doing now, and I will never ever question it.
Yeah, the audio pairing is kind of a neat thing that Coda does.
Yeah. So nothing else you've been listening to?
No, not right off. I mean, I've got the standard mix in the car.
Yeah.
You know, lots of what is it? I can't even think right now.
That's right.
Doesn't even really matter.
It doesn't matter. What have you been watching?
Florence and the Machine?
Okay, yeah.
Sure, we'll say that. I have been watching. I don't know that I've seen a whole lot of other stuff. The things that stick out in my mind are Penny Dreadful, which is a great show. I really like it. I think it's a Showtime show, and it deals a lot with like vampire. It's a very gothic show. Vampires and like one of the people who will become a vampire hunter is Victor Frankenstein,
Okay.
and kind of deals with a little bit of what's going on with him. And Penny Dreadful's kind of a medium, and then they're all like gathering together to go hunt for Timothy Dalton is in it also.
Okay.
His daughter was turned into a vampire, and so they're kind of searching for her. And Ava Green, I think is the actress's name.
She's from not Quantum of Solace, but James Bond Casino Royale.
Yeah.
She
plays the title character.
Okay.
So, and it's really good. It's just kind of dark.
She was also the villain in the second 300 movie, if I remember right. I never saw it.
I never saw the second 300.
Wearing a suit of armor made out of the hair and skin of men that she had killed.
That sounds about right. She has kind of...
She's got that crazy look to her, but she's also got the little bit of like
I think that she was the female lead in The Daydreamers or The Dreamers or something like that also.
I've seen her in a few things.
Yeah.
Attractive woman, but also one of those... She's also an interesting looking woman.
Yeah.
She's not a lot of people that look like her.
Exactly. And so that's been good. That's been enjoyable. Fargo, awesome.
You watched Fargo?
It's great.
I honestly, I've never seen Fargo.
No, not the movie.
There's a TV show?
There's a TV series.
Oh, okay. I've never seen the movie or the TV series.
Well, with the guy from plays Bilbo and
Martin Freeman?
Martin Freeman. Yeah. He's the main character in Fargo, and it's not a remake of the movie. It's related. I think it takes place like 15 years after, 10, 15 years after.
That means nothing to me.
Yeah. So it's definitely worth watching the movie, but I think the TV show is better.
Okay.
Both done by the Coen brothers.
Right.
So, very good. I've really been enjoying that, and Colin Hanks is in it also.
Okay.
And I don't remember the female police, female policewoman's name, like the actress's name. She hasn't been in much, but I do recognize her for something else. And Billy, what is his name? Help me out. Billy whatever?
Billy.
Sure. Good old Billy.
Dude, I've never seen the show, so I...
No. He's, the actor.
Billy. Lando Calrissian?
He was in Monsters Ball and
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. Thank you. Thank you.
I was going to say Billy D. Williams, because, I mean, is that...
I was looking for something a little bit more contextually relevant.
Well, I don't know. I mean...
But anyway, there are a lot of good actors in the show.
Why wouldn't Billy D. Williams be contextually relevant?
Really?
I don't know.
Do I need to explain this to you?
I've never seen the show.
Are you aware that Fargo's in North Dakota?
Okay, maybe. No. All right. No, I did know that, and now I understand.
Okay. Anyway, that's great. Hannibal continues to be awesome. Love that show. And I, just through random circumstances, was able to go see Godzilla the other day.
Brick really liked it. Did you like it?
It was fine.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, for a Godzilla movie...
It was expected.
For a Godzilla movie, hey, fine is acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great movie. Like, if you're looking for... I don't even know how to explain it. I think it's got the kid from Kick-Ass in it. The main character from Kick-Ass is also the main character in Godzilla.
Okay.
He plays a Marine, so his hair, of course, is different. Marine
Walter White's not the main character?
EOD. No, that's his father, but I don't mean to spoil this, but he dies pretty early in the movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, relatively early in the movie.
Okay.
It's not really a spoiler, because it's fairly apparent that the kid is the younger guy is the main character pretty early on, or maybe Godzilla's the main character. I have no idea. It's just one of those things where they find Mothra.
But it's not called Mothra?
It's not called Mothra. It's called something very similar, though. And Godzilla comes to save mankind by killing the Mothras. But people still are attacking Godzilla because he's a monster. And that's pretty much it.
So when did the giant robots from Pacific Rim come into this?
They don't, unfortunately.
Oh.
This may be a prequel to Pacific Rim. I have no idea. Maybe they go after Godzilla with giant robots. But then Godzilla doesn't ever attack people. He only attacks the Mothra. That's all he's interested in. Now, granted, the monsters cause a Man of Steel level of destruction in these cities. More, actually. More than Man of Steel. Because it's just kind of funny, it's like you got these monsters fighting inside major metropolitan areas, and one of the characters is like, you should let them fight. Because Godzilla's gonna, balance what it's just weak, is what it is, Jordan.
Giant monster movies tend to be pretty weak, Geoff. I'm just throwing that out
I
there.
don't see a whole lot of them.
Godzilla!
Yeah.
Like, they've always been very, very weak in story or anything like that. So
Yeah, and then there's this stupid thing where they, towards the end of the movie, they pan. It's either to a TV broadcast or a newspaper. You know this bit. There's like, Godzilla, our savior, or something like that.
like with a question mark.
Yeah. Like,
The end. Maybe.
Terrible. It wasn't terrible. I didn't hate it. But I was immediately confused because another podcaster that I used to listen to a lot, and a friend on Facebook, he was talking about, said Godzilla wasn't without its problems, but it was a good summer movie. But he hated Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I'm thinking of like, I'm comparing these two movies in my head, and I'm like, Godzilla was a piece of crap compared to Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2 was great.
Yeah, he was gonna walk out of the theater.
You know what movie I walked out of? Shrek 2. The New World with Colin Farrell.
I probably have walked out of a movie. I just don't remember what it was.
I went to go see Shrek 2 with a girl, and I left to smoke a cigarette back in my smoking days, and she came with me, and then we both kind of looked at each other and said, do you want to go back in there? No, not really. So we didn't go back in there. And The New World, no joke, 6 people were in the movie theater, 6 people left within 45 minutes.
The
one with Colin Farrell, The New World.
Oh, I don't remember that movie.
It's a movie of like John Smith, Pocahontas, and John Rolfe.
Mm.
And it is
riveting.
Awful. Awful. So, did you watch anything else?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I probably did. I mean, I tried to watch. I watched the final performances and the reveal for the winner of The Voice.
I don't know how you watch those shows, man.
But see, that's the thing. Is like, Brick told me, that he was enjoying watching the performances. I don't watch the competition.
Right.
I watch
You watch the
initial thing, the auditions. And this is why, I get to it, and I listen to the three people that, the three finalists, and the girl, and I guess she came in third. I actually fell asleep, so I don't know, but I know, I knew how it turned out before I actually watched the results. But she did like a really mediocre cover of Wrecking Ball, and which is fine. People seem to love it, but I've heard the Sarah Blackwood cover of Wrecking Ball, and I've heard the original. So I was like, okay, well, you also have the original as a source. Sarah Blackwood had the original as a source, but she did a great cover of Wrecking Ball. And then Adam Levine and this girl, because she was one of on his team. He was her mentor, I guess. They did a duet of Gautier's someone I used to know.
Yeah.
And it was bad. It was just bad. And that was disappointing. I was more disappointed that Adam Levine did such a bad cover of it. It was just bad.
Maroon 5 for him? Is that where he's from?
Yeah.
That's not a great I don't understand. I mean, he's a pretty guy. I get that, but
he dyed his hair platinum blonde. It's weird.
Wow, yeah, no, that's not cool.
No, it's not good. It's not a good look for a guy.
Yeah, I can't watch shows like that. I can't watch The Voice. I can't watch American Idol. The manufactured drama is.
I know. That's what I always said, and that's why terrible. I don't watch it.
I can only watch manufactured drama on one show, and that's Chopped, and I hate it, but I still watch it.
Fair enough. So that was really bad, and I watched the season finale of The Mentalist. Meh.
Yeah.
I think that was it. What'd you watch?
I watched a little bit of hockey, here and there. Trying to think of what else. Getting slowly but surely caught up on the most recent season of Walking Dead, season 4. I think was the one that just finished. About 3 episodes into that. Orphan Black, finished up season 1 of Orphan Black. I really liked the show. I mean, it's good, mindless entertainment for me.
So I'm looking forward to checking that out at some point.
Yeah, it's cool. I think what I am most impressed with is that this young actress, and she's, I don't know how old she is, but she's playing like 6 characters in this show, and it's not as bad as you think it would be.
I felt the same way about
Trisha Helfer?
No.
Oh, I was thinking about Trisha Helfer playing playing a Cylon, which how many of those did she play?
No, the X-Files thing. Like the newer show that was kind of like the X-Files. No.
Nada. I'm right. Shaking my head. That's great for radio.
Great for radio.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, she.
Oh, the one that just ended?
Yeah.
Fringe?
Fringe, yeah.
Look at that. I have watched that show like all of 3 times, and I remembered that. Are you all right, Geoff? We must be recording.
I'm tired.
We must be recording.
I'm just tired. I've had a really, really long week.
Yeah.
It does not help with the remembering of random things. But, yeah, I kind of like that when it's done well.
Mm-hmm. And it's done pretty dang well on Orphan Black.
Just looking for this.
Yeah. So watching some of those things. I don't think I've watched much else. I don't think I watched any movies.
No movies?
Yeah, I just not a lot of downtime this week or the last week.
Holy moly! I have not had downtime.
Yeah,
I
which
need it.
and this is why I'm excited. So I did get to play games. So moving on to what we've been playing.
Oh yeah, get
I
after
got
it.
my Xbox 360 hooked up finally. I don't know how long it's been. I played Skyrim, and I mean, getting through the dragon intro and all of that jazz and creating the character, that took a little bit. But then I finally got out of Helgen, and I'm sitting there and I'm walking around and looking, and I'm like, I can go anywhere. And that was an awesome feeling. So I have this character, very mean-looking Viking guy, and he's got a shield in one arm and a big old mace in the other arm.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'm running around hunting deer with a bow and arrow. Like, that was all I was doing, was shooting deer. And it was awesome. It was awesome. And, you know, my girlfriend is watching me play, and I'll be honest, like, as far as video games go, if she knew anything about them, I would have looked awesome because I was getting, like, the super slow motion, like, exaggerated kill shots. I was getting them on every one. And they're like, little specks. And it was just like, pew. And, and I'm level 1. I don't know. It was just a really good Skyrim experience, and I'm looking forward to getting some time to play that.
Right.
Not even... I think my goal is to finish the main quest line.
Okay.
Which I have yet to do.
See, and I've done it. So
I have finished all of the side quests except for that.
Okay.
From Thieves Guild, Assassin's Guild, I finished... What was the other one? Stormcloaks. I finished the Companions. Man, I have worked my way through.
See, and here's my thing with that, because I've been tempted to go back to Skyrim also because I've just been inundated with advertising for Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm like thinking about Skyrim. I was like, okay, well maybe I'll play on the PC where I can heavily modify it and all this kind of stuff. Because the thing about Skyrim is that I've played so much of it that I can't go anywhere where I don't know where I'm at in Skyrim.
And it's been so long enough that I've played where I remember, I'm like, okay, I know that Riverwood is over here to my right.
Right.
But I couldn't tell you what's this direction. I walked over a hill and I'm like, wait. I know that if I keep walking that direction, I'm going to run into a scripted dragon attack.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
If I get further in,
I'm really tempted by Elder Scrolls because the console version got pushed so far off.
6 months, yeah. For me, that's good news because that gives me time to wait until something like Christmas time to get an Xbox One and.
Yeah. If the characters could transfer, I think that would be the thing that get me go ahead and play the PC version.
Right. If the characters could transfer, or if it was cross-platform.
Right.
I know I'm never going to play games with Lou again.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point where I might not play games with Brick either, because he's Brick. I don't know, but yeah. So, have you been playing anything, Geoff?
No, I mean I played a little bit of Civ Rev, but that was about it. Like I said, I've just been thinking about ESO.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. It carries a subscription, but it's also expensive. It's $60 on PC, $80 for the special edition version. Okay.
And $15 a month? Or $10?
15 or 16. But I was looking at the special edition. It's $20 more, and I was like, well, if I get it, you got all these little bonuses and stuff that you get. And it's like, it's almost worth it because you're able to with these rings complete the ritual of Mara with somebody.
Okay.
And then every time you guys play together, you get XP bonus.
Oh wow! So you would have to find your friend, like pick one of us, and just be like, "You're the one, Wyatt."
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
That is really, really cool.
And it's only available with the the special edition version.
Yeah.
But if there was somebody that you were able to play games with all the time, absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
Because you guys can, and $20. I understand $20 for something that does not exist.
Right. Something insubstantial, something like a video game.
Right. I understand that people would have some hesitation to do something like that. But what it really does, and those of us who have played online games before, it enables you to play parts of the game that you would normally not have access to
for a long time,
or
without
by
a large
progressing
amount,
faster.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or without a large amount.
And
of work.
people who have played these games and do not have just days on end to play these things.
Yep.
Something like accelerating faster. For
somebody like me who might
so
game,
beneficial.
Even now where I'm really excited about it, I might get to game 1, maybe 2 hours a week.
Oh man, yeah, I don't even think I get that much in.
No, I was really jazzed because I got about 45 minutes this week, and that's because my schedule worked out. I set up the Xbox, I got about 30, got maybe about 10 the other night, and then maybe I got a full hour. And because I got 20 minutes before I left for work one day. I woke up it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting there playing Skyrim, and I was just jazzed because it was because I had a little extra time before I went to work. And you know what? If I can still remember that happening 3 days ago, that was a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Yeah. And I usually get my television watching done late at night as I'm trying to go to sleep because watching a show is passive. It still allows you to kind of wind down and get ready for bed. But late at night, if you try to play a game, you're awake.
Yeah, mine is the opposite. So my TV watching is typically on Sunday mornings when I get about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of time that my girlfriend is still asleep, and I am awake because I wake up on a schedule. I'm awake, and that's kind of easing me into my Saturday morning, but it's on Sundays. But
okay.
Yeah, so I don't have to think. It's passive. It just kind of lets me be while I sit there and
it just kind of happens to you.
Yeah.
Around you. Yeah.
So, but I know for a fact this Sunday that's going to be video games being played.
Good for you, sir.
Heck yeah.
Good for you.
Well, is that a show? Did you?
I think that's a show. I got everything that I needed to talk about.
Yeah.
Forgot everything that I needed to forget.
Yeah, it was a good night. Thanks for listening to episode 274.
274. Yeah.
The episode where two brothers were just talking about stuff.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
That's like nearly a third of all of our episodes.
That's true.
So, all right. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We love you. We will see you next week. What else is going on?
I don't know, man. I'm done.
All right.
I'm running a 10K on Monday, so if you guys want
congratulations.
You guys want to watch that happen.
You're going to get a GoPro and...
No. Lord, no. Nobody wants to see my face of anguish. I recently looked at my finish line pictures from last year when I ran the same race, and
do you look like you'd been shot?
Yeah, they were pure anguish. Now, I'm in much, much better shape than I was at this time last year. I literally just woke up, got off the couch, peeled myself off the couch because I was house sitting for Sam, and went and ran a 10K without any preparation, training, or forethought.
You know that's over 6 miles, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I learned the hard way because I decided, I had been doing a little drinking one night, and my friend was like, I don't have anybody to run this 10K with. I'm like, I'll go. Signed up for it, not realizing that it was a terrible, terrible thing. So
what an awful idea.
I'm doing it again this year with one goal in mind, and that is beating my race time from last year. So.
Well, from the story you just told, it shouldn't be that
Shouldn't
difficult.
be too difficult, no. All right, viewers, listeners, my mom and dad. It's good
Okay,
to
love
see
you, bye.
guys. Love you, bye.